Welcome to my channel, where today I'll be cutting down the top 10 anime where the main character look and acts weak or lazy but is actually extremely overpowered. So if this is a topic that interests you, stick around as there might just be some anime on this list that'll surprise you. But with all that being said, let's jump right into the video, starting off with number 10, Hitori no Shita, the Outcast. One day, on the way to visit his grandfather's grave, Zhang Chulin is attacked by zombies in a graveyard. In the midst of his situation, he is saved by a mysterious girl who wields kitchen knives in order to kill the enemies. Before disappearing, the girl proceeds to tell Chulin that he must face his hardships head on. However, Chulin later sees that girl again at his university. From that moment, Zhang Chulin's destiny begins to move. As strangers with special powers begin appearing one by one, and battles involving those abilities becoming commonplace, each episode will bring forth a new mystery and challenge that Zhang Chulin must overcome. Number 9. Plunderer. Elysia is a world governed by the Count, numbers engraved on a person's body representing any number of tasks related to their life. These counts determine a person's social status and their power in Elysia. If the count reaches 0, a person is sent down to the Abyss, a place rumored to be worse than death. Hina, a traveler whose count is based on the distance that she travels, witnesses her mother get dragged down into the Abyss. Determined to fulfill her mother's last wishes, she sets off on a journey in search of the legendary Aces, heroes of the war that happened 300 years ago, bearing a white star next to their count. While wandering around, Hina encounters Lick Bak, a mysterious masked man with a negative count, and Nana, the owner of a tavern. In the midst of having a good time, Hina is tricked into a battle with a military soldier. However, despite his negative count, Licht rescues Hina and reveals that he has another count, one with a white star, one of a legendary ace. Plunderer then proceeds to follow the journey of Hina and other inhabitants of Elysia as they discover the truth about their world, the Abyss, and the legendary aces. Number 8. Strike the Blood. Kojo Akatsuki's days as an ordinary high school student in the demon district of Itagami Island has come to an abrupt end after a fateful encounter leaves him with the remarkable abilities of a vampire. And it isn't long before he is thrust into the center of attention when it is discovered that he is the fourth primogenitor, an immensely powerful vampire whom most consider to be merely a legend. Fearing Kujo's destructive potential, the Lion King organization sends an apprentice sword shaman, Yukina Himaragi, to monitor and should he become a threat, kill the boy deemed to be the world's most powerful vampire. Forced together by circumstance, the two form an unlikely alliance as Kujo comes to terms with his abilities and both struggle to protect the city from various emerging chaotic forces. Number 7. Alderamin on the Sky. Ikta Solork is a carefree young man who only wants two things in life, a woman on his arm and a place to take a nap. Unfortunately, his peaceful life is destroyed when a war breaks out between the Katjavarna Empire and the neighboring Republic of Kyoka. Ikta, alongside a childhood friend Yatatori Shino Iksem, are now forced to join the army as military officers, where they meet the infantryman Matthew Tetoji Ritchie, the sniper Toray Remion, and the medic Hiroma Becker, on a boat heading for the military exam site. However, after a rogue storm sinks their vessel, the five of them end up in enemy territory near a military outpost. There they discover that the heir to the Katjavarna throne has been taken hostage, and without hesitation the five of them are able to rescue her, and as a reward each one of them is granted the title of an Imperial Knight, one of the highest honors a soldier can receive. And thus it now seems as if Ikta will have to put his dreams of tranquility on hold as he must now become the hero he never wanted to be. Number 6. Spectre. Hidden in plain sight, spirits known as yokai inhabit the world. While most are benign, a certain subset threatens the tenuous peace between yokai and humanity. And ever since he agreed to become their god of wisdom, Kotoko Iwagani has served as a mediator between the two realms, resolving any supernatural problems that come her way. One day, at a local hospital, Kotoko approaches Kuro Sakuragawa, a university student whose long-term relationship had just ended due to an unfortunate breakup. And not long after, Kotoko begins harboring feelings for him and suspects that something supernatural lurks within his harmless appearance. So she decides to ask Kuro for his assistance in helping out with the yokai. 2 years later, news of an idol who was accidentally crushed to death by steel beams flood the press. However, months after her death, sightings begin to tell of a faceless woman who wields a steel beam. And as is the case for any supernatural problem, Kotoko and her partner set out to stop the spirit from wreaking havoc. But this case may prove to be far more sinister and personal than either of them could have ever expected. Number 5. Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy. As part of a mysterious contract agreed upon by a goddess and his parents years ago, Makoto Misumi finds himself sent to another world to meet the goddess and become a hero. However, the deity deems Makoto to be hideous, refusing to even lay eyes upon him, and revokes his heroic title, disdainfully giving him the ability to understand all languages except for the human language as compensation. The goddess then drives Makoto off to the furthest edges of the wasteland, far from human civilization. But due to the disparity between Earth and his new world, Makoto's inherent physical and magical capabilities awaken, making him extremely powerful, as he meets various demi-humans and mythological beings who all end up being captivated with his characteristics and join Makoto in building a new community where all of them can peacefully coexist. Nevertheless, despite his success, Makoto still yearns to meet fellow humans. In a world where the goddess herself has barred him from ever interacting with his kind, it is up to Makoto and his companions to fulfill his desires and perhaps reform society along the way. Number 4. Gleipnir. Shuichi Kaguya is what most would consider to be an average high school student, but sometimes he turns into a monster. He does not know how or why he got his abilities, only that he would prefer it if no one knew about them. One night, he finds a building ablaze with a girl trapped inside. Deciding to save her, he transforms and carries her to safety, but in the commotion accidentally drops his phone. The next day, the girl he saved, Claire Aoki, finds him and confronts him about his monstrous identity. She even goes as far to push him off the school roof to prove her theory after Shuichi denies her allegations. Desperate to save himself, he transforms, and Claire uses this as an opportunity to snap a picture in order to blackmail him into telling her everything he knows about monsters such as himself, which ironically is not that much. But as it turns out, Claire has a secret of her own. She has been searching for her sister, who has also become a monster, and thus enlists Shuichi's help to track her down, but as things turn out, they might not be the only ones searching for answers. Number 3. K. Kings are individuals who have been bestowed with incredible supernatural powers and granted the abilities to recruit others into their clans. Protecting the lives and honors of their clansmen is an integral part of the king's duties, and thus after a video depicting the heinous murder of a red clansman spreads viral, the unassuming student Yashiro Isana is accused of homicide. Now a manhunt is underway for his head, bringing him into contact with the infamous Black Dog, Kuro Yatagami, a skilled swordsman and martial artist determined to follow the wishes of his late master, the 7th king. Meanwhile, the current Red King, Mikato Sao, faces his own imminent demise as a search for Yashiro narrows. But during Yashiro's struggle to prove his innocence, a greater conspiracy is unraveling behind the scenes. As clouds begin appearing in his memory and close friends begin to question his very existence, what began as a simple murder is now leading towards a full-blown war between kings with the very fate of the world at stake. Number 2. Inuyashiki. Ichiro Inuyashiki is a 58-year-old family man who is going through a difficult time in his life, and though his frequent back problems are painful, nothing hurts quite as much as the indifference and distaste his wife and children have for him. Despite this, Ichiro still manages to find solace in Hanako, an abandoned Shiba Inu that he adopts into his home. However, his life takes a turn for the worse when a follow-up physical examination reveals that Ichiro has stomach cancer and only 3 months left to live. Though he tries to be strong, his family's disinterest causes an emotional breakdown. Running off into a nearby field, Ichiro embraces his dog and weeps until he notices a strange figure standing before him. Suddenly, a bright light appears and Ichiro is enveloped by smoke and dust. When he comes to, he discovers something is amiss. He has been reborn as a mechanized weapon wearing the skin of his former self. Though initially shocked, the compassionate Ichiro immediately uses his newfound powers to save a life, an act of kindness that fills him with happiness and newfound hope. This same phenomenon also happened to a 17-year-old high school student named Shishigami Hiro. However, unlike Ichiro, Shishigami uses his powers for evil and quickly becomes a psychopath who goes about using his newfound abilities to commit murder, ranging from his classmates that annoy him to innocent families simply for his own amusement. His acts of merciless cruelty bring him to the attention of the police, who are unable to do anything to stop him, and eventually Hiro becomes the most wanted man in all of Japan. Because of this, the task of defeating Shishigami rests solely on the shoulders of Ichiro, and thus the anime follows the two men as their opposing views on morality force them to clash with one another to defend their ideals. Number 1. Mob Psycho 100. 8th grader Shigeo Kageyama has tapped into an inner wellspring of psychic powers at a young age, but the powers quickly prove to be a liability when he realizes the potential dangers in his skill. Choosing to suppress his powers, Mob's only present use for his abilities is to impress his longtime crush Tsubami, who soon grows bored of the same old tricks. In order to gain control over his skills, Mob enlists himself under the wing of Araki Reagan, a con artist claiming to be a psychic who exploits Mob's powers for pocket change. Now, exercising evil spirits on command has become part of Mob's daily monotonous life. However, the psychic energy he exerts during these jobs is barely the tip of the iceberg, and if his vast potential and unrestrained emotions run berserk, a cataclysmic event that would render him completely unrecognizable will be triggered. But with the help of Reagan and others that he meets along the way, he slowly learns to control his powers he once thought to be a curse. Well, there you have it, my list of the top 10 anime where the main character look and acts weak or lazy but is actually extremely overpowered. So if you made it to the end of this video and enjoyed it or found it helpful, hit the like button and consider subscribing to stay updated with all future anime recommendations. In addition to that, if you have any genres you would like for me to cover in future videos, let me know down in the comment section. But until next time, signing out.